Hi, today I'm going to be talking about some spooky movies because we're coming up on the season for that. So, these are not that scary because I'm not into it. Most of them are kind of humorous, at least to me. I guess I get a kick out of things that are supposed to be scary that aren't. I don't know. Anyway, the first one is definitely a comedy, and that is Clue. This is a movie based on the board game, so they're going around trying to figure out who done it. It's a murder mystery. What are the characters? Like, was it Colonel Mustard in the study with the gun? Miss Scarlet in the billiard room with the rope? Was it Wadsworth the butler? What else did it say? Murderously funny movie based on the world famous Clue board game. And there's 3 surprise endings. It says, meet all the notorious suspects and discover all their foul playthings. You'll love their dastardly doings as the bodies and the laughs pile up before your eyes. This has Eileen Brennan, Tim Curry, Madeline Kahn, Christopher Lloyd, Michael McKean, Martin Mull, and Leslie Ann Warren. It's not just a game anymore. I'm dusty. Then we have a Stephen King classic, The Shining. Look at his face. Tickle, 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 tickle. The first epic horror film. Jack Kroll, Newsweek. Is it? How could you not laugh at that face? On the screen anyway, if it was really coming after you, I mean, imagine. Think of the greatest terror imaginable. Is it a monstrous alien? A lethal epidemic? Or, as in this harrowing masterpiece from Stanley Kubrick, is it fear of murder by someone who should love and protect you, a member of your own family? From a script he co-adapted from the Stephen King novel, Kubrick melds vivid performances, menacing settings, dreamlike tracking shots, and shock after shock into a milestone of the macabre. In his signature role, Jack Nicholson, here's Johnny, plays Jack Torrance, who's come to the elegant, isolated Overlook Hotel as an off-season caretaker with his wife, Shelley Duvall, and son, Danny Lloyd. Torrance has never been there before, or has he? The answer lies in a ghostly time warp. To the time warp of madness and murder. This next one is also a comedy, very similar to Clue. It's like a satire, a spoof. They're making like a parody and making fun of stuff. It is Murder by Death. It's a whodunit. You'll die laughing figuring it out. This stars Eileen Brennan, who is also in Clue, Truman Capote, James Coco, Peter Falk, Alec Guinness, Elsa Lanchester, David Niven, Peter Sellers, Maggie Smith, Nancy Walker, and Estelle Winwood. Janet Maslin from Newsweek magazine says it's inspired zany. I love the zany. The world's greatest detectives have been invited to dinner. But when murder is on the menu, who will make it to dessert? You're cordially invited to join an all-star cast. Then they name all the people again. And it's by Neil Simon, and this is a hilarious murder mystery spoof. The isolated mansion of eccentric millionaire Lionel Twain, it's played by Truman Capote, is the setting for the twisted puzzler. Twain informs his guests that one of them be murdered at the stroke of midnight. The payoff, $1 million to whoever lives through the night. Murder by Death neatly lampoons both the mystery genre and the characterizations of these instantly recognizable gumshoes. So all the characters in here are playing like fake detectives, but the detectives are based on like literary detectives or maybe other movie detectives. Match wits with a super sleuth, but remember, you can't win if you end up dying from laughter. What a way to go. And then we have another classic, who could forget? Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock. This cover here is very interesting. It's like a pop art. Kind of like a cartoon. It's Hitchcock's most shocking film. Starring Tony Perkins and Janet Leigh. One of the most shocking films of all time. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho changed the thriller genre forever. Join the master of suspense on a chilling journey as an unsuspecting victim, Janet Leigh, visits the Bates Motel and falls prey to one of cinema's most notorious psychopaths, Norman Bates, Tony Perkins. Named number 1 on the AFI's 100 Years, 100 Thrills list, this notorious film has become a cultural phenomenon. Featuring one of the most iconic scenes in film history, the infamous shower scene, plus bonus features and a digitally remastered picture. Psycho is still terrifying after all these years. That's from Leonard Maltin's Classic Movie Guide. Another classic by Oscar Wilde, The Picture of Dorian Gray. Why did women talk about Dorian Gray in whispers? He's a bad boy. This stars George Sanders, Hurd Hatfield, Donna Reed, Angela Lansbury, Peter Lawford, Lowell Gilmore, and Richard Fraser. Perfection on the outside, murderous corruption within. There's Hurd and Angela. Years change. Handsome Dorian Gray does not. He remains youthful looking, but a portrait of him tells another story. It changes with the years, revealing the horrific effects of Gray's life of debauchery and evil. From Oscar Wilde's novel, and filmed in a rapturous, deep-focused style that earned a Best Cinematography Academy Award, this chilling tale remains unchanging in its power to entertain. Hurd Hatfield plays the rakish title character in this morality tale, also featuring George Sanders as a wild-like dandy who leads Gray to perdition. Best Supporting Actress Oscar nominee Angela Lansbury as music hall thrush, victimized by Gray, plus Don Reed and Peter Lawford. Every picture tells a story, but none tells as haunting a tale of terror as the picture of Dorian Gray. Ooh. Ooh. And then this choice here isn't exactly a horror, but it does have, a murdering vibe to it. Is The Red Shoes by Michael Powell and Emmerich Pressburger. This is obviously a ballerina story, but it's based on the fairy tale of the red shoes, where the girl puts on the red shoes and she dances and she loves it. Then when she wants to take them off, she can't. Like, she cannot stop dancing, and she dances to her death. And that's what happens in here. So you could say it has that kind of creepy vibe to it. I can't read you what it says because it's in Korean. But it stars Anton Walbrook, Marius Goring, Maura Shearer, that's the ballerina, Leonid Massin, Albert Basseman, Robert Helpman, Esmond Knight, Ludmila Cherina. This movie has a gorgeous, 20-minute ballet sequence. The next one is A Tale of a Bad Cat. It is Cat People. Also has a sequel called Curse of the Cat People. I prefer the first one. It stars Simone Simon, Ken Smith, Tom Conway, Jane Randolph, and Jack Holt. You have the cat's eye there. The studio gave Val Lewton small budgets and lurid pre-tested film titles. Lewton, working with rising filmmakers and emphasizing fear of the unseen, turned meager resources into momentous works of psychological terror. Directed by Jacques Tourneur, Cat People is the trailblazing first of Lewton's 9 horror classics. I don't know what his other horror classics are. I should look it up. Simone Simon, that's her, she's the cat, portrays a bride who fears an ancient hex will turn her into a deadly panther when she's in passion's grip. Simon returns in The Curse of the Cat People, a sequel in title, and a landmark study of a troubled child in fact. Robert Wise makes his directing debut, co-helming a gothic-laced mix of fantasy and fright so astute it was used in college psychology classes. And our last pick is, what is that guy's name? Robert Louis Stevenson's A Classic Tale, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This one here has Spencer Tracy, Ingrid Bergman, and Lana Turner. A good woman, that's Lana, and a bad woman, Ingrid. He, Spencer, needed the love of both. Half man, half monster, the embodiment of total terror. And again, it's in Korean, so I can't read it to you. But it's about Spencer, who plays the scientist, and he drinks this potion thing, and he turns into the bad guy, Mr. Hyde, and he just terrorizes the town. It says it won 3 awards here: Best Cinematography, Best Film Editing, and Best Music. Scoring of a dramatic picture, and boy is it. It also stars Donald Crisp, Ian Hunter, Burton McLean, and C. Aubrey Smith. So here's our stack. These are some of my favorite movies, and in particular some creepy ones. So be sure to check them out. And I will see you next time.